Imagine a melody so beautiful it heals your every wound, only to turn your body into a breeding ground for a nightmare ecosystem in less than 3 minutes. This is the Song of Genesis, a sound that doesn't just play, it creates. And what it creates is never meant for our world.
Item number SCP-407, Object Class Keter. Special Containment Procedures. At the time of this report, SCP-407 is to be contained within a high-security digital storage device at Site-19. Under no circumstances is the audio file to be accessed by any personnel without Level 4 clearance and the express permission of the O5 Council. All testing involving SCP-407 has been indefinitely suspended following Incident 407A.
Should the file be accessed or played without authorization, Site-19 is to enter a localized lockdown. All speaker systems in the affected area are to be physically destroyed. If any biological growth is detected outside of a controlled vacuum chamber, Protocol Hedge Trimmer is to be enacted immediately, involving the deployment of industrial-grade incinerators and chemical defoliants. Any person exposed to SCP-407 for longer than 20 seconds is to be considered a biological hazard and must be terminated and cremated. No exceptions.
Description: SCP-407 is a digital recording of a song, approximately 28 minutes and 32 seconds long. The audio consists of a complex, multi-layered a cappella melody sung in a language that linguistic analysis has failed to identify. The voices are described by listeners as hauntingly beautiful, possessing a tonal range that exceeds human capability.
While the music itself is aesthetically pleasing, its primary anomaly is biological. SCP-407 acts as a hyperaccelerant for cellular life. It does not matter if the subject is a human, an animal, or a simple patch of dirt. The moment the sound waves of SCP-407 make contact with biological matter, the Song of Genesis begins its work. The effect occurs in distinct stages, categorized by the duration of exposure.
During the first 20 seconds of the recording, the effects appear beneficial. Subjects report a sense of profound peace and euphoria. Physical ailments, from minor skin abrasions to chronic internal diseases, begin to heal at an impossible rate. Scar tissue vanishes, and cellular regeneration reaches its peak. If the recording is stopped at this point, the subject retains these benefits with no observed side effects.
However, once the recording passes the 20-second mark, the horror begins. From 20 seconds to 1 minute, the biological growth becomes aggressive. Microscopic organisms on the subject's skin, such as bacteria and fungi, begin to proliferate. Rapid growth moss and mold start to carpet the floor, walls, and the subject's own body.
By the second minute, the environment is unrecognizable. Fast-growing plants, similar to ferns and vines, erupt from any available surface. These plants do not require soil or sunlight. They feed directly on the energy provided by the sound of SCP-407. If the subject is still in the room, vines will begin to wrap around their limbs, and roots will attempt to find purchase in their skin.
Between the 3rd and 6th minute, the growth reaches a state of biological chaos. Trees, including species unknown to modern botany, will grow several meters in seconds. These trees are often white or pale yellow, lacking chlorophyll because they do not need the sun. At this stage, the subject is typically no longer visible, having been completely encased in a cocoon of aggressive vegetation. From the 6th minute until the end of the recording, SCP-407 begins to rewrite the very nature of life. The plants start to produce specialized structures, fleshy, pulsating pods that mimic animal organs. From these pods, creatures emerge. These are not animals we recognize. They are chimeras of plant matter and distorted flesh, designed for the sole purpose of spreading the song further. These organisms have been observed attempting to sing or mimic the tones of SCP-407 to sustain the environment after the recording ends.
The following is Addendum 407-01, a transcript of Test Log 407-D. Subject: D6743, a 32-year-old male. Environment: standard reinforced containment chamber, equipped with high-fidelity speakers and a remote-controlled observation window. The recording begins. At the 10-second mark, D6743 smiles. He states that the ringing in his ears from a previous incident has completely vanished. He looks noticeably healthier. His posture improves, and a surgical scar on his neck disappears.
At 30 seconds, the first signs of moss appear on the corners of the containment chamber. D6743 notices a green patch on his shoe. He tries to brush it off, but the moss has already fused with the leather.
At 1 minute, the floor is covered in a thick carpet of emerald-colored grass. D6743 begins to panic as vines erupt from the ventilation grates. He screams, but the sound of the song is getting louder, drowning him out. His legs are quickly rooted to the floor by thick, woody stalks.
At the 2-minute mark, the camera is partially obscured by a massive flowering fern. Through the leaves, we can see D6743's face. He is no longer screaming. Instead, white flowers are blooming from his open mouth. His eyes are wide, but the pupils have been replaced by tiny germinating seeds. He is alive, but he is no longer human. He is a substrate.
At 5 minutes, the room is a vertical jungle. A massive tree has cracked the reinforced concrete of the floor. Large, translucent sacs hang from the branches. One of the sacs ruptures, and a creature resembling a wingless bird made of braided roots falls to the ground. It immediately begins to emit a rhythmic clicking sound, an attempt to harmonize with the recording.
At this point, research lead Dr. Aristone ordered the speakers to be deactivated. The recording stopped. Within seconds, the growth stalled. However, the organisms created by the song did not die. The root bird turned toward the observation window and began to batter its body against the glass. The plants in the room began to wilt and rot at an accelerated pace, releasing a thick, toxic yellow pollen that filled the chamber. D6743, or what was left of him, began to dissolve into a slurry of organic mulch, which then sprouted a secondary wave of aggressive, predatory fungi. The chamber had to be purged with thermobaric explosives.
This leads us to Incident 407A. The Foundation was not the only organization interested in SCP-407. During a routine transfer of digital backups, a sleeper agent within the Foundation attempted to upload the SCP-407 file to a public satellite frequency. The upload was intercepted and blocked by Foundation AI sentry Gladius, but a fraction of a second of the audio was broadcast over a small rural town in the American Midwest. The broadcast lasted less than 6 seconds. While 6 seconds is below the 20-second danger threshold for humans, it was more than enough for the local flora. Within 2 hours, the town's cornfields had grown to 30 feet in height, choking out the highways. The local forest expanded by 4 miles in a single afternoon, reclaiming 3 suburban neighborhoods. Worse yet, the local wildlife began to change. Domesticated dogs were found with their skin replaced by a bark-like substance. Their vocal cords mutated to hum a specific, haunting frequency. These animals were not aggressive in the traditional sense. They simply stood in circles, humming, as plants grew out of their paws and into the soil, anchoring them forever. The Foundation's response was total. A Level 5 biohazard was declared.
The entire town was leveled under the guise of a natural gas explosion, followed by a massive forest fire. Over 4,000 civilians were listed as missing in the official report. In reality, they are part of the ash that now covers that region.
Following this incident, the O5 Council ordered the deletion of all but one master copy of SCP-407. The research was deemed too dangerous. We are not just dealing with a song. We are dealing with a biological reset button. There is a theory among the Foundation's top xenobiologists. They believe SCP-407 is not a weapon, nor is it a random anomaly. They believe it is a blueprinting sequence. If the Earth were ever to suffer a complete extinction event, a total scrubbing of life from the planet, SCP-407 is the tool meant to restart it. It carries the instructions for a new world, but that world has no place for us. In the garden created by the Song of Genesis, humans are nothing more than the fertilizer for a more complex, more terrifying kingdom of life.
The song is still there, sitting in a digital vault. It is 28 minutes of pure, unadulterated creation. And every second we keep it, we risk the end of our world as we know it. We are one accidental play button away from being replaced by a forest of singing flesh.
The Foundation's motto is secure, contain, protect. But in the case of SCP-407, perhaps destroy would have been the kinder option. Because the song isn't over. It's just waiting for an audience. If you want to stay informed on the most dangerous anomalies in existence, subscribe now.